If a person would sit down and let their body relax, totally relax, and then start to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves. Now understand that that's a picture in your mind, and then take that picture and describe it, write it out in the present tense. I am so happy now that I see myself, and write it out. Start to read it and read it and read it every day. Carry it around and keep reading it. The one point that all the great teachers all down through history have all agreed on, they've been in complete unanimous agreement on it, we become what we think about. Now, it may be fantasy at first, it might even appear to us as being a lie, but if you read it often enough, you'll start to believe it. And when William James said, believe and your belief will create the fact, you will see the person's personality change.
We are lost since 3 days, right, man?
3 days, man. I'm so starving.
I'm so skinny.
Starving right now. Be out here on a kayak.
Who do you think really runs the world?
You're gonna go there, huh, with the question. You become a billionaire, and you're still dangerously ambitious. You took over an industry. Now you're worth $5 billion. Now you're worth 10. If you're a billionaire, you're the best at what you do in your space, for the most part. And you're like, well, I want more control. I want more power. What if I can take over the world? Are there other people like me that are driven by wanting to take over the world? What if we could make the world one place and we make all the decisions for everybody? Because I'm probably one of the smartest people in the world. You really start having that godlike figure like George Soros. You know, in one of the interviews, he says, I always fancied myself with being a god. It's the most disturbing interview to read about this guy.
The boogeyman of a number of conspiracies.
How many people have you heard say, I always fancied myself with being a god? But what's great about where I'm at right now is it's no longer a dream. It became a reality.
You will become whatever you're fascinated with. You always become whatever you're fascinated with. This is the law of mind. If you become fascinated by poverty, you become poor. You become fascinated with sickness and the reports of all kinds of diseases, you will become sick. Whatever you become fascinated with, you'll get it and it'll get you. This is the law of mind and it works with anything. So do not become fascinated with what you do not want. If you want to be wealthy, become fascinated with wealth. Become fascinated with wealthy people. If you want to be successful and prosperous, become fascinated with successful, prosperous people.
Gang, gang.
Did you know that buffaloes and cows can both sense when storms are coming? Cows, for example, sense that a storm is coming and they start running in the opposite direction of the storm. Buffalo do the exact opposite. They sense that very same storm coming and they run directly into the direction of the storm. Now, when the cow runs away from the storm, what ends up happening is it's running along with the storm. It ends up staying in that storm far longer than it ever needed to. Versus the buffalo running directly into the storm. At first, it's very difficult, very loud, very scary, but in a very short period of time, they're through the storm. I've been both the cow and the buffalo, and I learned that all it did was prolong my suffering. I very quickly became the buffalo, and the first time it was one of the most difficult things I'd ever done. But once I did it and realized that you get through it so much quicker, and on the other end is a bright season of your life, then when adversity arises, you sprint towards the opportunity to face things that at one time you feared ever facing.
Everything comes from the imagination. Everything comes from, like, before this microphone was a microphone, someone somehow thought about it. How can I speak into something that would amplify my voice and blah, 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 blah. And then this came out of it and it's evolved over the years. But everything comes from the imagination. So the power of the mind, people don't understand. We still don't understand. I still don't understand how powerful it is. I'm still learning. But I know one thing is I can make things happen subconsciously as well. Just years of something just manifesting, and boom, it's right there. I'm just like, shit, I really made that happen. It's scary, man.
Even if you feel like it's taking way too long or that it's getting way too difficult, remember it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You only ever lose if you quit.